终于来到了我们这个品酒的环节，
超级激动。
那我们今天有请到了我杰夫哈迪的首席酿酒师肖恩哈里斯先生。
对，他已经在就是杰夫哈迪已经酿酒了14年了，所以真的非常荣幸邀请到他。
So yes, my name's Shane Harris. I'm Geoff Hardy's winemaker and have been for the last 14 years here on beautiful K1 vineyard in the Adelaide Hills, where we make a variety of wines under the K1 label. Our beautiful cool climates here in the Adelaide Hills. We're about 350 metres above sea level. And some beautiful duplex soils up here, so we've got some good complexity in our soil, and different aspects, as you can see, and as you've been around the vineyard today, the different aspects that we have on the hills, both with sunshine direction and the soil changes across the vineyard, mean that we can do a wide range of wine styles and varieties off our vineyard. So anything under this K1 label exclusively comes off this one property. So it's a site and it's a place, as much as we like the commonality of the Adelaide Hills. So we've got a lovely, beautiful natural rainfall here as well, because we are in a rain catchment area, and that means our reliance is more natural rainfall than irrigation as well. And our vines have been established here. Geoff started planting in 1987, so we've got some nice vine maturity here as well. And today we're going to look at 2018 Chardonnay, 2018 Pinot Noir, 2017 Shiraz, and then we'll also look at our icon wine, the K1 Zimikin, which is an Amarone style, so partially dried grapes, and that one's made both with Shiraz and Cabernet.
Oh, it's really excited because this one is real different styles.
Different style and something that's a little bit unusual for Australia. Thank you.
Nice. Wow. It's really candy smell, like apple, citrus, stone fruits.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
And lots of oak, fair bit of oak here and structure as well. So Chardonnay is a white variety, loves oak, and particularly new oak. And we can bring in those toasty elements of the fire on the outside of the barrel. So we get light notes of honey and nougat. But we also get deeper caramel flavours of that as well. And we ferment the juice cloudy, so we get a lovely texture in the wine as well. It's got generosity of weight and beautiful texture.
那就是这一款酒，就是我觉得个人来说，我还蛮喜欢那款霞多丽，它酸度还是有的，然后整个就是我觉得闻起来就是很多蜂蜜，然后有很多核果，还有苹果这种就是很成熟的感觉，所以我觉得真的还挺好喝的。闻着很香，然后它也就是对，就是30%的一个新的一个法国橡木桶的一个熟化，然后真的很棒，很多那种 toasty， 然后就是很多烤面包啊，就 creamy 的那种感觉会出现。哎，没有在吃。
And the wine stays in contact with the lees, so the yeast and everything's produced during ferment. The wine stays in contact with those lees right up to the point of bottling.
OK， 就是它整个就是在橡木桶里面的时候，它会跟这种就是酵母的这种沉淀物一起去发酵，然后整个一直到它装瓶之前，它都会有这种酒泥接触，所以说整个的风格就是很
它会复杂一点，
对，更加复杂 ，more complex. Yeah, because you can't talk with the lees, right?
Complexity. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. So maybe the first aromas like very fresh citrus and apple, but
Stone
you
fruit
can can also feel oak style. But I think acidity is not really low, because some of the Chardonnay is not like medium acidity, but this was really crisp and very beautiful.
Yes, it's got, so we're with building the weight and the fruit sweetness with those lees. We also reduce the appearance of acid, and we do partial malolactic fermentation as well, which gives you that creamy.
So
absolutely.
We do partially.
So we don't want to look like butter, but we want it to look creamy and generous.
所以说其实因为之前我们也有讲过 MLF 嘛，就是苹果酸乳酸发酵，就是在霞多丽这个酿酒过程的是一个可以降低它的酸度，但是他们是做的 partial， 就是一部分的苹果酸乳酸发酵，这样的话就是可以保留它的酸度，然后但是它会有一些很 creamy 的感觉在里面。我觉得他们真的很聪明啊，就是不是那种全部的
没有把酸度全部去除掉，
so clever，
但是还可以引进一些风味。
Okay, let's move on to the second one.
I'll give you a look at this one. This is the 2018 Pinot Noir. So again, looking for complexity. to keep you interested in going back to the glass and smelling. And you'll find this with both Chardonnay and Pinot. They draw you back to the glass to have another look because you see something different.
Yeah.
Every time you look, you see something different. And that's the idea of complexity. Is it's not just a simple fruit spectrum and then you drink. It's enjoyment, and you keep smelling something slightly different every time you see it. And the evolution, whether you're just drinking with friends or having a meal, the wine changes over a short period of time to really open up, and it then can become part of a conversation piece when you're relaxing with friends or having dinner with friends, that you talk about how well the wine is opening up and developing.
就是刚刚绍恩说的是，他觉得就是夏多利跟 Pinot 都是他们家就是在你跟朋友吃饭的时候，去就是开心的时候，吃饭的时候真的很容易就饮这一杯，就是很易饮嘛。然后因为 Pinot 本来就是很多 strawberries and raspberries， 然后这种感觉 ，I find it's really fascinating thing is that this Pinot hasn't got beetroot aromas because you know there's some other hills Pinot except for Yarra Valley.
Yes.
Yeah, there will be some beetroot flavors.
And, you'll see that on our entry point Shiraz.
Yeah.
But it's just beyond the ripeness of where we like our Pinot, those characters. And this one's a blend of 5 different clones. So we have 5 different clones of Pinot planted throughout the vineyard. 3 of those are original plantings from 1987. And then we've got 2 newer plantings that have been, I say new, but they've been in the ground 10 years.
Yeah.
But we're always building complexity. And Pinot's one variety where there is significant difference between the different clones. And that's part of building this complexity and building those changes and highlights and lowlights. So you have some fruit that comes up, but then you've got some other complexities that come through the wine as well.
Oh, yeah, maybe some of them are really like
vegetal, slightly vegetal, absolutely.
Aromas, and some of the very fresh fruit aromas.
Exactly.
Yes,
and you've got fresh earth and all those other. It's beautiful, like walking into a rainforest or something. You've got the leaves on the ground and things like that, and mushroomy type compounds as well. So there can be both fruit and vegetal characters within Pinot Noir. We don't necessarily want to see green character.
Yeah.
So we don't want to see green beans or capsicum or anything like that in any of our wines particularly. But we don't want those riper characters of beetroot, particularly on Pinot Noir. We want to keep it light and delicate and very soft to touch. But again, deceivingly, the weight on the palate is more than you might think from the nose, because again, there's new French oak in there.
Yeah, new French
Again,
oak.
I'll leave the yeast lees on there to build some presence of weight.
Okay.
But the colour doesn't always belie the palate structure you're going to get from Pinot.
绍恩跟我们讲说，他们家这款 Pinot 是5个那个克隆品种的一个混酿。然后刚刚圆圆姐带我们去后山，不是也说了嘛，他们就是有很多5个克隆品种的 Pinot。然后所以他们说有些品种它可能会更加的fresh 那种水果味比较突出，然后有些品种可能就会有一些 greenness 的感觉，所以他们就混合在一起的话，其实就是能做出一个更加的就是复杂度更高，然后更加的就是这种新鲜水果味很突出。然后他们也用了一个法桶的进行1年的一个在瓶中的陈酿，所以说他们这一款真的我觉得很 delicate， 然后也很多就是单宁就是还是有的，然后酸度也还不错，然后就是很漂亮的一个感觉。
So the softness and generosity, and also the impact of the barrel weight, also makes this very good with food matching as well, because it can take quite spicy elements.
Yeah.
And very spicy, so even Szechuan pepper and things like that won't overpower the wine.
Yeah.
If you have a full-bodied Shiraz or something that's got more tannin and more alcohol, sometimes pepper exacerbates, and it's not a very pleasant tasting profile. Where something chili, Szechuan pepper, quite hot dishes really work with this quite well, and quite salty things, so crispy skin quail and things like that, it just works really well with.
就是刚刚商也说他们家这款的 Pinot 就非常适合配餐，它不会很 greenness， 然后也不会很 spice， 所以我们吃一些就是像一些可能稍微辣了一点东西啊，或者是萨拉米这种东西非常的搭，所以说我觉得这款酒真的还蛮好喝。Let's cheers.
Cheers.
Maybe just move on the third
Move
one.
on to the Shiraz, absolutely. So this is the 2017 K1 Shiraz. So this is our reserve style Shiraz of K1. So this Shiraz is actually pretty much just straight behind us on the other side of the dam on the front hill.
Yeah.
And this was planted in 1989. Quite deep alluvial soils, so you get a richness of flavour coming up, not just with variety, but where we've planted this on the vineyard as well. South-facing slopes, so we get the nice sort of not extreme temperature of heat in the afternoon, sloping face a little bit south, but deeper soil profiles which slows down the Shiraz ripening profile a little bit. Again, we've got double cordon, so we run 2 cordons of vine on the wires.
Wow.
But we get a darker black cherries here, and even blackberry.
There's so many roses, I think, violets. Oh, it's quite different from the Barossa.
Exactly.
Shiraz. Yeah.
And the Adelaide Hills is where you get elevation and cooler climate. That comes with perfume. Shiraz, we're chasing more extract than Pinot, so we do work the grapes a little bit harder during ferment. And even the oak that we're selecting, so it's still 100% French oak that we use.
Okay.
About 40% new.
Yeah.
But the toast increases here, so we bring darker toast into the wood, which brings those darker fruit characters together.
Yeah.
So a little bit of licorice or star anise you see in there as well, and some woodier spices.
Yeah.
So not honey, caramel, nougat like we see on the lighter body.
Yeah.
We start getting some more, what class it's graphite, pepper, and woody
really
spices, which is the star anise,
typical.
and cloves, and all those woody spices.
这个希拉他们家的 reserve 款，其实整个阿莱德山的话，它希拉就是跟之前我们也说跟 Barossa 真的很不一样，因为整个就是非常的就是会有一点点 peppery 啊 spice 啊，或者是有一点点那种就是不会那么的成熟的那种就是 blueberry 或者是那个 black currant 或者是那种 plums， 它会有一点点红果的感觉，然后整个还是非常的就优雅，因为他们有40%的一个新的法国橡木桶跟一个就是陈年了1-2年的这个时间，真的很棒。I really like this one because it's really not full body Shiraz because sometimes like Barossa Shiraz can be very strong and very bold, and you need to eat something like beef and pork and lambs. Yeah, but this one's just like.
Adelaide Hills is about perfume. It's about filling the senses. So it's not just it's visually appealing. It's a nice colour, but it's to fill your senses. And all you know, every time you smell it and taste it, it just encompasses your senses. But it's about aromatics, which is that primary fruit lift, and just freshness. And that's what we're trying to encapsulate is the absolute heart and essence of freshness.
就我现在喝了3款，我觉得他们家酒很大一个特点就是真的很新鲜的水果味，特别的突出。然后我觉得整个就是阿德莱山就是有这样的特点，然后不会有各种桶的因素来影响它，就还蛮棒的。So it's just move on to very exciting.
Yes, so this is our icon wine. So this is the top of the tree. So this is the Zemmican. So I said before, it is grapes that are off the front block here, both Shiraz and Cabernet.
Yeah.
That
so it's just like a blend with
Shiraz and Cabernet. So we pick them separately.
Yeah.
Because the Cabernet is very thick skins as opposed to Shiraz, so they have to be dried separately because they dry at different times.
Okay.
So they can be in the sheds here on the property for between 2 and up to 6 weeks of rack drying. So we only pick them in little trays where the grapes only sit 1 layer deep to make sure that they dehydrate at a nice even level.
Yeah. So do you have maybe particular reasons for you to make this Amarone style? It's quite different from
completely
Australian
different.
one. It's
completely different. And what we do is just pick exclusively on acid profile. So when the acid reaches a certain level, then we pick into the baskets.
Yeah.
And we get the concentration of sugar and the ripeness comes on from sitting in those baskets. So again, we encapsulate those characters.
所以说刚刚就是他有讲，就是这一款 Zemmican is
silent T.
OK 就是 T 不发音，所以大家就是这个单词真的不太好念。然后这一款是他们家的就是 iconic one， 所以我们也看到它是用这个 Carabin 然后来给我们就是试酒的。然后因为这款酒的话，就是他说他们家的这个风格跟所有澳洲酒的风格不一样，是因为他们用了 Amarone style， 就是意大利的一个就是 Valpolicella， 它会用到的就是整个就是风干这种风干的一个葡萄来酿造的。然后这款酒是希拉跟赤霞珠的混酿，然后这2个品种他说因为赤霞珠皮更厚一点，所以说他们就是他要先去那个就是晚一点风干到2到6周的时间。
So this is all about fruit expression with this wine. So there is no new oak in this wine. It's all second and third use barrels. So we want to remove that toasting character off the barrels and concentrate on fruit.
就刚刚我跟盛来就是一直在喝酒聊这个酒，你一直在吃，你觉得怎么样？
我觉得很好吃啊。
那你觉得酒好喝吗？
酒也很好喝呀。
对，我觉得今天就是给我最大的感受，这4款酒其实就是如果说除掉这一款他们家的 Iconic One 以外，其他3款我觉得真的非常的那种就 fresh
让我最惊
aroma
艳
那种感觉。
是第一款。
对，我也很喜欢那个夏洛梅，就是它酸度还保持得很体，还蛮不错的，然后酸度也很漂亮，然后整个就是这个橡木桶和这种苹果啊，还有这种梨啊这种味道结合得非常棒，我觉得真的我特别喜欢这一款，因为我个人其实不是特别的 Shardy 的那种 Shardy fans， 但是我这一款真的非常喜欢。然后我觉得这一款的 Shiraz 我觉得很漂亮的那种紫罗兰玫瑰的味道，所以我真的非常喜欢这一款。然后我们今天就是我觉得这次品鉴我觉得非常的有意义，然后我们能探索到阿拉斯山，然后跟 McLaren 就各种不同的这种风格的一个品鉴。Thank you.
No problems at all. Thank you for coming and seeing K1 Vineyard.
Yeah, we'll definitely come back again because there will be summer, winter, and especially autumn. Yeah,
yes.
Will be beautiful. Yeah.
And that's where we get the dramatic changes of season up in the hills. So yes, welcome back anytime.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
我只想说，我们终于回到室内了。跟上聊天的时候，狂风大雨，终于来说也很温暖。然后今天也非常感谢圆圆姐带我们参观了 K1 酒庄，然后真的非常的美，尤其是我真的毫不夸张的说，这应该是我来澳洲就是去的最美的一个酒庄，
最美的酒庄，
真的就是前山后院，然后各种亭台楼梯，
还有湖，
对，好几个湖。
还有荷花，
对，我们刚刚还看到彩虹呢，对不对？然后这还是冬天的景色，也就是说夏天、春天还有秋天来的话，肯定是4季不同的景色。所以我们已经预定了下次一定要来，下次春天。
下一个季节春天。
对，
说好，因为真的是现在呢，其实冬天好像没有太多事情发生，但是它依然可以这么美。
对
啊，想象一下夏天的时候、秋天的时候，其实真的是每个季节，然后每个时节都是不一样的。所以呢，一定要再欢迎熊猫品鉴团再次光临，谢谢。
然后我觉得今天酒也非常好喝，尤其这4款，我觉得应该是非常能代表就是 Geoff Hardy， 然后他们对于一个酿酒的理念，然后整个就是因为跟上他们酿酒师我们也聊了一下，然后发现他就是对于一个酒的一个就是把控，然后不管就是说技术上面的，还是他个人的一些体会，我觉得真的都非常的棒。尤其是那款霞多丽，我觉得是应该是很难忘的。我跟托老师都很喜欢。
我不知道慎有没有跟你们说哈，因为他原来呢在成为酿酒师之前，他其实是个厨师，所以呢，所有他的酒就是品下来，我觉得尤其这么多年工作来讲的话，我也发现他的酒平衡真的很好。所以像在山上面，因为酸度比较高嘛，所以他会采用更优雅的这个平衡性来平衡它这个酸度，这也是我们特别骄傲的一点。
因为你这样说我能明白，因为当时我在跟他聊的时候，他一直在说食物的事情，他一直在说这个酒就是这个霞多丽，然后这个黑皮诺是怎么去搭配食物的，然后怎么样，我觉得那我现在能明白他为什么以前是一个厨师了。
对呀，好酒一定要好搭配食物，这绝对是硬道理。
这个是肯定的，对。
今天来到这个 K1 这个庄园，真的很令人难忘。然后可能下一个季节，或者说下一个月份，换一种景色，我们还会再来参观一次。
一定要。
对，肯定就是多变的感觉。
对。如果大家想要来到 K1 酒庄的话，我们会将他们的详细的联系信息和地址放在我们视频的介绍区。
对。
那如果大家喜欢我们的节目，一定要记得订阅和点赞，还有评论。然后要打开小铃铛，
对，一定要打开小铃铛，
一定要打开小铃铛。
关注熊猫，关注Geoff Hardy。
对，如果是 B 站的朋友看到我们节目，一定要一键3连，
投硬币，多投硬币啊！硬币砸死我们。那下期再见，
拜拜。
Geoff Hardy见，拜拜。